Greetings, my brothers and sisters. This is Universal Conscious Awareness with JR. I was speaking on some issues last night, especially of my brother Malachi Yar, what they did to him, the 26 years that he been in. I know I said some harsh things. I don't apologize for them. To none of it. But I'm not going to get into that. But what I'm going to do is just try to explain something to y'all. See, I was born in the 50s, and I see what went on in the 60s. And I was looking at TV on some of the things that they did to Kwame Ture. I looked at, I was involved in the Black Panther Party up there in Portland, Oregon. They came from California to open up one of their programs up there in Portland, Oregon. One of their chapters, I guess that's what they call it. And, I was young when they came up there, very young. So I wasn't able to join them during that time. But they said, but you can help. You can go stand up there on the corner. I never will forget Fremont and Martin Luther King. It was called Union Avenue then. They changed it to Martin Luther King. And it was right on the corner of Fremont and Martin Luther King Boulevard. And they said, you let us know if you see the police, you come tell us. So I was like, an informant for them to let them know if I seen the police. And I guess I was around 10, 11 years old. 9, 10, 11, somewhere in the neighborhood. And, I watched on TV on how they destabilized the Black Panther Party. Angela Davis, and I think she got the hell up out of here and went to Cuba. I don't quote me on that. It's been a long time on what happened to a lot of them brothers and how they got down these brothers, Fred Hampton and all of them. And it just kind of made me think about, just starting with Haile Selassie. How they try to take him out of office because they wanted their own independence. The brother over there in Cuba, his name would come to me. One of the freedom fighters, on how he fought. Over there in Africa, all of these brothers that they took out because they wanted independence. They wanted to have an independent nation. They didn't want the aid from France, United States, the Europeans. All they wanted was to keep their own precious metals and feed their people. Of course, you're going to have people that are on the European side, whether they're black, white, Chinese, or whatever. But over in Africa, I'm speaking on blacks that went behind leaders' backs and sold them out and had them assassinated. And so I'm just going to start off here in America. On Noble Ali, I want to start off with Prince Hall It's another brother that before Prince that I was listening to Rod Hayes speaking on one of the podcasts that he do. I forget his name. I really never heard of him. But I never really wanted to be a Mason, Shriner, or none of that stuff. Especially when I joined Islam in '71. Um, Malcolm, Martin, Marcus Garvey, Megan Evans, how they set his wife up, Noble Ali or whatever, Timothy Drew, is Noble Ali's name, to, take him out, assassinate him, poison. I think they poisoned Marcus Garvey. There's a lot of stories behind that he was poisoned in England. Um, and then I grew up in racism. I used to go to stores that said colored and white, and my mother would write it down on a piece of paper. She said, "When you see this WHITE, don't go in that bathroom. Don't go in that restaurant where they cook at." She had explained it to us. And when you see COLORS, that's the bathroom you go into. We said, "Yes, ma'am." So, grew up around a lot of racism separation. I remember they bust us out during the Kennedy program on integration. We could walk to our school. Took us 10, 15 minutes to get there. 10 minutes. And one but two or three white people, a couple of Mexicans. If I remember, it was just two or three Mexicans and two or three white people. And the funny thing about it is all these white people and the Mexicans that we grew up with in our little hood had married black women or had married black men. So that was my little way of growing up during the '60s and stuff. Portland, Oregon wasn't no big city, but it was dangerous. You had the same thing you had in New York, from dope fiends to con artists to pimps, hidden gays. We had all kinds of activities going on during that time. And heroin was the thing back then. That was the drug of choice. Heroin, pills, peyote buttons, mescaline, acid. That's what we was doing. And a lot of other people when we were growing up. But most of the people that grew up 5 and 6 and 7, 8 years ahead of me were heroin addicts. Yeah, that white horse, which was China White, people mistake what James Brown was saying for cocaine, but I think he was speaking on China White when he said, speaking on the song about the white horse. But I grew up in a time to where that I saw a lot of racism. I understand. I was wondering what that was going on with my phone, and I didn't understand some of the racist acts during that 11 and 12-year-old as I grew up. And I think I was around 13 when they gunned down Martin Luther King at that hotel in Tennessee. My mother. And I was a little too young when they killed Megan Evans. I think it was in 57, 58, somewhere in there. So don't quote me on that. Um, But during those times, I just want to give you a little face of history on why I feel the way I feel about what they did to Dr. Malachi Yard, Larry Hoover, Angel Bay, Tookie, uh, and all these brothers that's been in jail for all these years, 25, 30, 40, 50 years. And I just said to myself, man, after going through history, I guess seeing what's going on with the Europeans and how they treated black people, and I've been treated bad by the police. I've been treated very bad by the police, profiled, right up there through Oregon. You can go to the penitentiary for driving while suspended. And this was back in the 70s. I was facing 22 years for traffic violations, believe it or not. And it took me, I was so rebellious, it took me 37 years to do 3 years probation. That's how rebellious I was against white people. I did not like them. I hated white people because I saw my mother cry with Martin Luther King, and that hurt me to my heart. Because I'm a mama's boy. I ain't gonna lie. I went through some things with my dad growing up. Nothing sexual, but I just didn't think he treated me the way I should have been treated amongst 9 kids that he had. So I was a black sheep, of course. Maybe that was why. I forget my dad. He's a good man. But after taking those 37 years to do 3 years probation, I became a Muslim, and that really made me rebellious against white people. Listening to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, listening to Minister Malcolm X. I loved that brother. They had some bad things to say about him. He was a communist. He was anti-Semitic. Everybody was anti-Semitic anytime they spoke the truth. And that's these Europeans who's pretending that they're Jews and they don't want you to know that they ain't nothing but Europeans. That's all they are. Want the sympathy of the world. Talking about Hitler put them in ovens. And so, of course, I'm not happy about that. No people should suffer. Elijah Muhammad said it wasn't no 7 million. He said maybe been over 100 or 200,000. Now, I want to ask you a question. During the reign of Hitler, it's impossible to kill 7 million Jews in the few years that he was in reign. Now, I want you to think about something. Think about this. I mean, even if you had 500 soldiers that was snatching them off the street, snatching them out of their businesses, and putting them in gas chambers. 7 million people. You know how long it would take for maybe 3,000 or 4,000 people to round up 7 million people and kill them? Makes sense to me that something's wrong with that number. So I don't believe it. I believe they went through some torment. And that's only because Hitler knew who they were. That's why. Why was Hitler so racist toward the Jewish community? Because he knew their history. So you come to my country and you want to take over. No, I'm killing your asses. First of all, you ain't chosen children of God. That's how he felt. Secondly, Zionist Jews, they own all the banks. He knew all that. He was intelligent. Of course, he had other people behind bringing him information, about who they were. So you have to think about some why he did what he did to those people, and no people should suffer like that. They have not suffered, not even 1% on the suffering of the black people on 400 years in slavery. Come on now. So I just kind of want to bring that to a head. I'm not going to bash the Jewish people. But when they hear this, they'll say, I'm anti Semitic too. Yeah, right. But I'm getting back to, I mentioned the pro and tail program that J. Edgar Hoover came up with. And he just had a name for it. They've been doing that. Uh, they've been doing that for hundreds of years to black people, rounding up uh, certain communities when they first got over here with Christopher Columbus killing off the chiefs, the black folks. I ain't talking about these $5 Indians, the ones that the Europeans brought over here. And they were the slaves over there in Europe. And they gave us their place because Christopher Columbus called us a new land. So they came over here and colonized it. Very smooth and slick the way they did it. Rod Hayes explained that so well on 363 with Little Rich, and also with my other brother that he explained it with. He's on a couple of podcasters, explaining, the government defaults and that we're under this government that ain't real. And there's a lot of brothers that are agreeing with him. There's a lot of brothers that's jealous of Rod. He's jealous of Little Rich. Young Elder, they jealous of him. 19 Key, they jealous of him. These brothers have taken off pretty good. I like their programs. I like the way that they, come in and introduce themselves to awaken the black community. And how Tall Ray over there, the president of Burkina Faso, and the stand that this brother over there is taking. He's bringing in a lot of African countries, or states, provinces, whatever they want to call them, into his liking of the way that he runs his program, the way that he runs Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou, and the Sahels over there. They like that. So they all they South Africa just joined them not too long ago. And I got to give the brother props, but that brother got a lot of spirits in him. I mean, positive spirits. All them Africans that they done killed over there, all of them. And the ancestors are backing his brother up. He had 18 coups and 18 assassinations attempts. That's 36 right there. I heard it was 42. But you know how the news is, they can exaggerate. But getting back to our main subject about how they been lying about our black leaders, whether they're in America, whether they in Cuba, whether they in Jamaica. Anytime that a black man rise up that want independence and truth or whatever for his people, they got a bullet for him. Uh, and I was just thinking, at the same time, I'm trying to think of certain names too, so that's why you hear me a little bit of hesitating. But I'm gonna keep it flowing. And so, just thinking about all of these different assassinations and how they, when I was studying the Anunnakis, on how they poison each other and how the sons is killing the dads and how the sisters are killing sisters for power, for kingship, to take over. Getting back to what I said yesterday about the parallel differences between Tiamat and Sophia. We're finna do that one tomorrow, hopefully. So y'all be looking out. And when I just kind of see all these assassinations, I see where it came from. Uh, it come from these gods that are pretending they're gods in our Bible, in their Bible, because I ain't a Christian, in their Quran, because I ain't a Muslim. So there's a lot of negative energy when it comes to, destroying our brothers and sisters, for hundreds of years. They've been doing this. And if you believe in slavery, that's fine. We were prisoners of war. We were already here. We weren't no damn slaves. We were prisoners of war. You didn't bring us from no damn Africa. We were already here. My mother ain't never told me I was African. Told me that they from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. My father was from Mobile, Alabama. And that's all they know. They don't know nothing about no damn Africa. And I keep telling people black people are not from Africa. Black people are from Earth. So you have to understand some of the trickery of how they want to assassinate your spirit and get you to believe in their false gods, their system. Now they pumping it up because right now they on their last damn leg. And something big is going on. Something big is going to happen because this system, Babylon, has they failed. And like 230 some years independence of killing countries, taking their raw material. That's what the Vietnam War was about. They over there fighting everybody on Earth. The superpower America, here's a cracker, gonna call itself a superpower. Come over here and steal America, call us slaves, not prisoners of war. And that we slaved for them for 400 years. And we were prisoners of war for 400 years during the Delhi War, Christmas Addis, over there in Boston. It's just, I don't want to get on Christmas Addis right now. But anyway, that was something. I guess during that time, Philadelphia was the capital. Now they made Washington D.C. the capital, and that's another long story. Listen to my brother Rod Age. I love that brother. And Little Rich, I love that little nigga. Uh, Young Elder, I love that brother. Uh, I've been watching these brothers. I've been watching Mama T. But I've been doing this now for going on 2 years now. I just haven't spit out as much as they spit out. Because I've been sitting back waiting to come out with Under City Lights with Eddie Dynamite. You can go and look at some of my podcasts. I mean, I speak on the Gotha, uh, Shambhala, the Antarctica, uh, the triplanets over there that they trying to hide, Earth, Atlas, and a Kapala. Yeah, look at it. We spoke on that. We showed pictures. So I got some pretty interesting subjects too, but I had to back up for a minute because I said, well, I want to bring something that I can have full receipts on, full receipts. And I ain't got to show you shit. All you got to do is go and read your history. And the white man bragged on everything he did to us and to other countries. Uh, I mean, he told everything. I mean, from the time he got here, and we won't hear none of his history when he get the hell up out of here. We'll be writing his. Brothers and sisters, he's on his way out. But anyway, um, just some of the stuff that I just wanted to clear up on Dr. Malachi Yark and why I think that they framed the brother. Farrakhan was a little different because this brother ain't never been to jail. He been threatened, of course. Everybody been to jail with him. But he took some bold stands. Very bold. But some of the stuff that I don't want to get heavy. I don't want to go deep. Where every time I say something, you got to go to your phone and look up the word. I just keep it simple. Simplicity is what I like. Um, and my brother Malachi Yard, they need to let that brother out. Uh, that brother's from Ghana. He got a total different system on how they think. Uh, and I begged the white people's pardon. What he did in his community, he ain't on your land, you on our damn land. And that should have been brought out in this trial. But hey, you fake ass motherfuckers come over here and take our land and make up your postal systems and make up your laws and your constitutions and put us in jail because our constitution and our laws and our system, uh, the matriarch is different from your patriarchal system. Wow. And you want us to abide by your illusions and your metrics, but you just rolled us out in history and came in here and just bogart, put us in chains as prisoners of war. You can call us slaves if that's what you want, but we were prisoners of war. And then you turn around and go rob Africa, your brothers over there, the British, go over there and clean out Africa. I never will forget the Walls of Benin. The Walls of Benin, we did a podcast on that, on the City Lights with Lady Dynamite. They said, oh, hell no. The people cannot see this shit. And they went over there with cannons and shit and bust those walls up. They said the walls was big as far as the surrounding area would surround America two times. That's technology these brothers had. And I just also goes to show you how long black people been here. Remember I was telling you guys, was that last year? Yeah. But the brother from South Carolina, the professor, he asked the question, have the white people been here for 400 years? It's about an hour and a half video. And this brother, it breaks down them coming out the ice age and stuff like that. Uh, on some of the nourishments that they didn't get. The pineal gland is only 10% operational, and ours is 100%, and that they basically can't get a hold to the Akashic records because the pineal gland is universal, and they every now and then they discrete the chemicals that causes the pineal gland to be active. Ours is active fully every day, all day. They got to go through meditation and do AI on how to operate and get the pineal gland operating and stuff like that. Remember, I told you about this brother. Now, we did a subject on that. And in my book, The Creation of Creative, we speak on that too. So some of the subjects, the things that I'm saying right now, has already been on a lot of the podcasts. Is that Universal Conscious Awareness with J.R. Ritchie and Under City Lights with Eddie Dynamite. We have already go back and look at some of these. It's not a whole bunch, like I say. I take it easy for a minute because I had to, get out that podcast race. And I don't think that it was something that at that time, excuse me, that I was feeling that I couldn't keep up or none of that. It was just so much bombarding information out there to where some of the listeners, some of our brothers and sisters, like Mama said, you got to give a baby milk and not meat because they'll choke on meat. So you got to give them pieces to bring them up to speed. Some of my brothers and sisters can't read. Some of them are stuck in gangs or tribal orders. Gangs ain't nothing but tribes. So I'm not going to say stuck in gangs, but some of the tribes are not yet. I guess I can say complete in the information that our brothers and sisters need to go forward. So that's kind of where I'm at. We got to get back to the matriarch. And we got to understand, what's going on, you know, in our personal lives so that we can start doing our studying on our own, going deep inside of us and asking ourselves, who am I? How did I get here? Why am I here? Why am I experiencing what I'm experiencing in life? And just start to awaken in yourself. You don't have to uh, listen to me or some of the brothers that have their podcasts, even though it's advantageous to your development that you should be listening. But I just kind of wanted to touch the bases because, like I said, I was a little harsh uh, the other day uh, when I was speaking on Malachi Yard because I'm trying to wake the brothers and sisters up about what they did to any and every black man or any nationality or ethnic group of people who try to awaken their people. So it just kind of pissed me off because I was listening to all of these people. They were saying, well, he did this to me, he did that, and then they go back a year or two or three later, and then you see him on other podcasts just saying, well, I subtract what I said. He didn't really do that. And you know how many people that were paid to see this brother put in jail? So instead of you drawing conclusions on what I'm saying about the brother, do your own study. You know, about listen to this brother. This brother got what 400, 500, 600 books that he wrote, including pamphlets, and that's all I call little pamphlets books. But it's just so much. I got about 67 of them myself. I've been doing a lot of studying behind my brother Malachi. I'm just gonna grab a couple. I mean, he got so many of them. Let me make sure I got this. Make sure it's sturdy. I don't know why it's blinking like that. Let me put it up closer. Maybe I'm too far. Okay, that looks better. So I got so many of these strolls and stuff like that by our brother Malachi Yard. You know, and there's a lot of them over there, like 60, 70, something like that. And I got a few books. Um, I just admire my brother, and they need to let that brother out so that he can finish doing what he's doing. If you don't like people talking about you, then quit doing dirty shit. You know, he would have never had nothing to say about you if you wasn't so fucking dirty. All the dirt that you did, got a lot of fucking karma to pay, white people. And you got, I'm just being myself right now. Then you got these black people that just so in love with Europeans. They can't do no wrong. I always said that there's 3 stages of blindness. That's in my book, The Creation of Creator. I said those who are so far away from the light to that they can't discern it. 1. Those who are too close to the light to where it blinds them. They can't see. 2. And those who know the truth. Number 3. And don't abide by it. That makes them blind. Those are the 3 stages of blindness. I came up with that years ago. Of course, I never had a patent. But at the same time, you know, doing my studies, I came up with a lot of little cliches and stuff like that. A lot of stuff I done forgot. I said, well, damn, long as I keep studying, I'll be all right. I said, man, I ain't getting Alzheimer's at my age, no damn way. And I said, I'm going to really be pissed if I get Alzheimer's. there. If I have it, then I forget what I'm pissed about. So like that. Some shit. Imagine that. But anyway, brothers and sisters, I'm just here to say, let that man go. You know, let Malachi Young go. I didn't come up here with really no subject. I just came up here to kick it with y'all because I was like yesterday, last night, I was a little hard. I was pissed because I don't see enough people attacking this government to free our brother, to free Larry Hoover. Supposed to is out. Angel Bay. Some of my brothers can't even step foot back in America because they older now, so you wouldn't know who the fuck they are anyway. This white man got so much shit on his plate, you know. Anybody here in that style can be here sitting up talking to them. Them dumb motherfuckers with them. So, I'm just here. I'm just here. But we're going to start spitting some real stuff out. I'm just warming up now. I'm getting back used to Universal Country West. Just getting our podcasts out here. Yeah, City Lights with Eddie Dynamite, Scorpion King. You got some pretty good juice out. So y'all support that brother, Scorpion King. Yeah, he's online with his juice. He got 3 different kinds right now. The one that I got right now is a ginger. He got the elderberry and got the sea moss. It's good. I bought about 17 of them. I support my brothers. I'm gonna start getting some tea from Mama T. Start hooking up with her. Seeing if we could do a couple of little things together. But other than that, my brothers and sisters, my black kings and queens, gods and goddesses, one love to all y'all. Love you. Y'all be blessed.